Manchester by the Sea is directed by Kenneth Lonergan and stars Casey Affleck, Michelle Williams, Kyle Chandler, and Lucas Hedges. This is a film that I knew nothing about going into it. I'll just give you guys a basic, tiny premise that won't spoil anything. Don't worry, what I'm about to say won't spoil anything. So we have Casey Affleck, who plays a handyman and janitor. He finds out about his brother's passing, so he travels back to his hometown and learns that he is in battle for custody of his nephew, and that's all I'm going to tell you going into this movie. This has been getting incredible reviews, amazing reviews. Everyone's been saying it's like one of the frontrunners for all the Oscars, Best Picture, Director, Actor, Screenplay, all that stuff. So I was pretty hyped, and I had high expectations. These expectations did not let me down. I thought Manchester by the Sea was so good that it made me cry. I was so emotionally engrossed. This is currently tied with Saint Street as my favorite film of 2016. I was really blown away. I was so mesmerized. I loved this movie so much. This is why I love going to the movies and seeing films like this. This movie does something so well that it keeps you captivated by the characters and the story and the structure of the story. This movie's told non-linear. It's told through flashbacks and flash forwards. And it wasn't a cop-out. It was used very well because when the movie begins, you're kind of hit or miss with Casey Affleck's character. You're like, why is this guy so mean to everybody? About halfway through the movie, you're like, so that's why he's like this. He has a good reason to hate life. It's heartbreaking, but you can understand where he's coming from once you learn what happened to him in the past. And that leads to the writing. The script is wonderful. Kenneth Lonergan, he directed and wrote Margaret, which is a film that came out like 6 years ago. I remember seeing it. I really liked that one. Haven't seen it since then. When I found out he was doing this, I'm like, oh God, Margaret. That was an awesome film. Now that he's coming back with this, I'm like, I really want to see another film from him. This is so well written that the dialogue is wonderful. There's a great amount of black comedy in this movie, which I did not expect going into it because I thought it would be a straight-up drama. Bleakness, depression, moody, no happiness, no remorse, and yet there's a good amount of comedy in this movie, and it worked very well from the movie, and the movie actually was kind of funny, which is something that was awesome. The dramatic stuff was handled so well, and that leads to the directing. The directing is great. Now, the movie might be a little long for some people, but for me, I was fine with the slow burn pace of the movie. I was fine with the long pace of it. The movie clocks in at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I've been fine with it being that long. The acting, this is what everyone's talking about. Everybody is wonderful in this movie. This will probably win the Screen Actors Guild Award for Best Ensemble. I wouldn't be surprised. So let's start with Lucas Hedges, who's a newcomer. I thought this kid was wonderful. I'm not usually fond of actors that are around my age and younger, but this kid shined so well that I hope he gets nominated for Best Supporting Actor because Lucas Hedges gives the best breakthrough performance I've seen this year. Kyle Chandler does very good for what he has in this movie. He's always on his A game. I love Kyle Chandler. I think he's a wonderful actor. Michelle Williams. She's not in the film that much either, but when she's on screen, she is superb. Michelle Williams is one of the best actresses working today, and I could definitely see her again the Best Supporting Actress nomination for this movie because she's so emotionally damaged in this movie, but she works so well. She's always good in these heartbreaking movies. She's never in any happy movies. I've come to realize that she's never going to be in any happy movies. I mean, Blue Valentine, Brokeback Mountain, and now this. Michelle, start picking some happy films. Like, take it easy. Like, you're amazing in these films, so just take it easy. But let's get the obvious out of the way. Casey Affleck, I think this guy is a really overlooked actor. I think he's very underrated. Ben gets more attention than him, but I'm going to say this right now. Casey is the better actor, while Ben is the better filmmaker. And Casey Affleck gives my favorite performance of the entire year. He should win the Academy Award for this movie. He is so subdued in this movie, and when he cries and stuff, you just feel for him. Like, it's just like, wow, what a character. His character's name is Lee Chandler. Kenneth Lonergan, you couldn't have picked a better actor to play this role. Originally, Matt Damon was supposed to play this role. Matt Damon would have been great in this role, but Casey Affleck did much better, and the acting all around was phenomenal. I love the story. I was engaged from beginning to end. I was never bored. This, to me, is a true masterpiece. It will become a classic years down the line. Overall, I really loved Manchester by the Sea. This is a phenomenal film that everyone should go check out, especially if you're a fan of all these Oscar films. This will be very high up on all the awards sites. It will probably win Best Picture. It could win Best Picture. I'm not saying it will win, but it could win. And if it does win, I wouldn't mind because like I said before, this is currently tied with Saint Street as my favorite film of 2016. And for that reason, I'm going to give Manchester by the Sea an A+. Guys, please tell me down below what you thought of this movie. If you saw it, what is your favorite film of the year so far? And do you think that if you've seen this film, it has a strong chance to win Best Picture, and Casey Affleck having a strong chance to win Best Actor? Because I really want him to win that gold. I want Brie Larson to get up on stage next year, present the nominations for Best Actor, and the Oscar goes to Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea. Let's hope that happens. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Please go check out this movie, and I will see you guys soon.